All right, Piggy. Let's talk about Piggy. Now, this is a Spanish film that is currently available for rent on VOD. Um, Kaylee can definitely tell you that she does not recommend watching the dubbed version, which is all we had access to. And what do you think of that dubbed version?
It's so bad. I was laughing at times because of how horrible the voice acting on the dub was. Like, I swear it felt like they weren't even watching, that they hadn't seen the movie. They weren't watching the scenes when they were recording their lines. And it's not about like that the audio needs to match up to like when the mouth is moving.
No, of
It's
course
not that. It's just about the performance, like the vocal performance needs to match the physical performance of the actors. Otherwise, like in this case, it just is really comical and really bad, and I feel like it took away so much of the film. I don't think I would have been obsessed with the movie or like loved it or anything.
Yeah.
Because it's still pretty. My feelings on it are like lukewarm, really. But I do think that if we had seen it in the original language, that I would have appreciated it more, because I think that the acting from the main character, Sarah, what is her name? Sarah?
Okay, Sarah.
Anyway, the main character I think is actually doing a good job.
Her name's Piggy.
Piggy. I think she does a really good job, and I wanted to like hear what she sounded like, because I just was not a fan of any of the voice actors in this. And it sucks because they probably are like, they could do a fine job, like, you know, but it doesn't work. It really doesn't work.
So what this movie's about is a woman who is overweight, and she works at a butcher shop with her parents, and there are girls in town who love to bully her. And whilst this is going on, there is an active serial killer that is, leaving a body count through town, and she is witness to their disappearance, and she has to kind of wrestle with her, her conscience over whether or not she wants to tell people that these kids were abducted, because they were so shitty to her. And then there's a bit of an unexpected turn with the killer.
Yes.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
So overall, I didn't really care for this movie. It's pretty highly rated. So, I mean, obviously, you can take a chance on it. When a movie's in the sixes in the horror genre, I think that's always like a film you should just take a risk on, no matter what anyone's telling you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's so many films that are like that people love that we hated. Like Speak No Evil or something. I mean, we got blasted for that film.
Yeah.
By so many people who are like, you just don't get it, you stupid Americans, and this and that. And it's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, you should watch this movie.
I mean, I don't recommend it. All I'm saying is when it's in that high of a rating. But, really, you're supposed to connect to the main girl, right? Like, that's the whole driving force for the film, is connecting. Now, as Kaylee had pointed out, the dub is bad. So
it's horrendous.
There is a disconnect there, whereas you could, if you were watching it as an original language and you were just reading subtitles, there's a possibility I could connect with her more and care more about her situation. And I think the part of me that hates bullying, of course, had me like annoyed and like angry with the bullies, as would any bullying going on in any movie or any situation. So that's not really hard to earn with me.
Sure.
And I think that there's something here, like her relationship with her parents, her struggles with trying to figure out if she should do the right thing or not, and all that. I just think that this film set up something interesting that she goes through a little later in the film. And this is supposed to be something that is her wrestling with the situation. Trying not to get into spoilers for that.
Yeah.
But I just never really felt like that went anywhere. And I wasn't, it didn't have any real payoff to it. And in the end, I just kind of felt very blah about the decisions made and the connections to certain characters and what they were supposed to mean to one another and what it was trying to say and all that. I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't really care. So I didn't connect with it. The horror in this is fairly mild. There's one bit of gore in the film that looks pretty decent. But this is more of like a drama thriller that's mostly focused on bullying and mental abuse. And I just, like, it's fine. Like, when I was watching, I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's a fine
This
movie.
is why I feel
I just
like
was so disconnected.
I know. I was
And I don't
too.
think any fucking, like, proper language, edit of this. If I saw the real audio, I don't think that would have changed it personally.
I think it would have made a difference for me.
Some, but
some. Yeah, I'm not
little.
saying that it would have been like an insanely huge difference, but because I agree with you, I feel like there's no payoff for this, interesting situation that gets set up. And I was like there for that. Like, if they had explored it more and gone to a darker place with it, I would have, and also really made the like decision and the the moral like wrestling match that she's going through. If they had made that more intense, I definitely would have enjoyed that more because I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm just it's lukewarm for me, like I said, and I know we don't want to.
There is a bias going on here because, and I'll admit that outright. Like, I wanted this film to go in a different direction, and it didn't, and I wasn't really on board with the direction that they went with. So you may be on board with that. You may like that. It's and that is a tad unfair to do. To mix in your desires of where you want it to go, but it's also, not unreasonable in the sense that, like, people just do that. It's just part of us. We can't help it.
Oh, sure.
I really try to turn it off sometimes, but it's like, sometimes it's like, why?
Yeah, well, and it's hard because it's like the whole art is subjective thing, and you can't help but project what you want, but we do try to, like, if it's like a difference between like what a character choice is and if we just don't agree with it versus if it like logically makes sense or whatever, that's kind of different than what we're talking about here.
Sure, the movie makes perfect logical sense.
There's no questions of that. It just feels like a missed opportunity is all.
For us.
But other people may be super into it, so I don't know. We were not big fans of it.
I was pretty bored. Honestly,
I was not bored because I was upset with the dub. Like, the entire
you were
time,
laughing about the dub.
but I was upset. Like, that's why I'm so annoyed, because I feel like I could have gotten more into it, but the story was still lacking for me. So I don't know. Just the dub is awful, man. It's so bad. There's this one, oh my god, there's so many parts, actually, I won't even.
It's supposed to be this compelling, interesting character study, which, follows this character through a bunch of different abuse and decisions, and I never connected to it. That's it. Moving on. Yeah. So, not a recommendation from us, but with its high score, maybe give it a shot. I don't know.
Well, we do have other recommendations, though. on our TikTok account, which we've been sharing with
We
people.
have been doing this. Friggin' it sucks because no one's watching the damn thing, which is super stupid. But every day of the week, for this whole month,
Yeah.
we've been doing different subgenres of horror and just 5 random, lesser known or underrated recommendations from that subgenre. And we do it every day. I post it to our Instagram. I post it to the YouTube right here. So you've probably seen it here. So you don't really need to go to TikTok because it's right here on the channel. But you can go to the TikTok as well because we do other types of videos. But yeah, we put a more work into it than it seems.
Yeah.
It's actually become quite the undertaking.
I know.
And
We're almost through.
It's like, damn,
October.
man, we shouldn't have done this because no one's even watching.
It's good for us to have, though. You know, I think it's good to have this list, and it is fun for us to talk about movies that we're in love with or whatever. But anyway, you could check that out and check out our Instagram and check out the Patreon. We're doing a watch party this Friday for Beetlejuice because we are getting married very soon.
Yes, we are.
So we're celebrating by watching Beetlejuice because
Getting married as Beetlejuice and Lydia. Anyway, guys, let us know if you watch this. Bye.